Hello everybody, I pray you guys are all doing well today. Hey, when I make these videos, the whole reason I do them is because I want to help you guys understand some basic things about health. One thing I'm not going to do, I don't need to go into depth. I don't think you need to know exactly every single function of the body. I don't think you need to know what enzymes release when you eat a carbohydrate, how exactly the liver works and the pancreas works for you to be healthy. But there are some basic general principles when it comes to your body that you should know that are going to help you and your family be as healthy as possible. And those are the things that I want to help you guys with and help you guys understand. So me and my wife this last week, we're looking at Instagram reels and she's showing me these things, and a lot of them are from other doctors who are saying things that I just roll my eyes at. And we live in a culture of instant gratification. We want instant success stories. So naturally, that's what people want to sell you, right? That's not always how the body works. One thing about our body is hardly anything ever in your body happens on accident. Hardly anything in your body ever happens on accident. That means when even there's a pathology or there's an ailment, usually there's a reason that your body's doing what it does. So a real easy example of this, when your body creates a tumor, a cancerous tumor, you have mechanisms in your immune system for your immune system to recognize cancer cells and eliminate them. But when there's a proliferation of cancer cells, your body's natural reaction is try to sequester them into one place so your body can more easily get rid of it. And that's what creates a tumor. So we look at a tumor as a bad thing, but really it's your body taking and trying to control a situation that's trying to get out of hand within your body. One thing that I deal with every single day, and this is a big source of confusion for a lot of people, if somebody comes in and let's just say their low back hurts over on the right, and I lift up their shirt, I look at their low back on the right, and I feel this muscle that's just locked down, right? There's even times in the neck where somebody's neck hurts and those muscles are just locked down. That muscle being locked down, that muscle's contraction, rather, is not the problem. It's not a problem. And we don't even want that muscle contraction to go away. We don't want that tight muscle to go away if the reason it's there in the first place hasn't been taken care of. Your body is so smart. It knows when certain parts of it are under stress. You might not know that, but it knows when there's certain joints, when there's certain tissues that are under stress, and it's going to do everything it can to protect itself. So in the case of that low back, let's just say I lift up that shirt, I feel that right over that fifth lumbar, that muscle's all contracted, it's really, really tight. That muscle is not the problem. The problem is the fact that there's stress in that joint, there's irritation in that nerve, and the body's telling that muscle to tighten down to protect that part of the spine. So when we adjust that part of the spine and that patient comes back, if that muscle's it's still there, but it's a little bit more relaxed, but it's still really tight, that tells me that the body is healing because the pressure is starting to come off of that joint and the body's starting to say, okay, things are a little bit better. We're going to try to release a little bit more. But it takes time to get the body to a point where it can totally let go and release because it needs to be able to trust that that joint is strong again. And that's the same with any joint. I don't care whether it's the elbow, whether it's the neck, whether it's the low back. Things like fevers, right? We spike a fever, our kid spikes a fever, we want that fever to go away really quick, right? We don't want to have a fever. We don't want our kid to have a fever. That fever is your body's natural reaction. It's your body's immune system raising the temperature enough to cook out all the bad stuff and just enough to cook all the bad stuff without cooking the good stuff. It's your body's natural reaction. But if we were to take an antipyretic, try to bring down that fever, now your body's got to deal with that issue without its natural resources. A lot of time that you're just going to drag on that sickness. Your body's not fully going to recognize and develop the antibodies it needs to deal with that illness the next time. So you might notice that keeps coming back more and more. You think about even things like vomiting. Nobody wants to vomit. Nobody wants to stomach flu. Nobody wants to deal with that. That's your body's natural reaction to try to rid itself of something inside of it that it doesn't want. So you can kind of see the pattern. All these things that we look at as negative, even something like pain. And hear me when I say this. Nobody wants to be in pain. Nobody wants to be in pain. But one of the worst diseases that we can get is a disease of the body where we don't feel pain. And the reason why that's such a big deal when we don't feel pain is because we start doing things that we shouldn't do. Or pain's our body's signal to tell us, Don't do that. You've got a compromised structure, you got a compromised joint, you got something going on somewhere in your body that's causing this pain, and the pain is your body's way of telling you that we need to lay low. We need to not do this. We need to not do that. And it's going to tell you exactly. It's so smart. It's going to tell you exactly what it doesn't want you to do. So if it hurts when you go like that, it's saying, hey, don't do that right now. I'm not in a position where you can do that right now. Like, that's the biggest thing. When somebody says, oh, when I bring my arm like this and turn my head at the same time, this really starts to hurt back here. Well, don't do that. Your body's telling you not to do that. It's telling you that there's something that's being compromised in there. It doesn't want you to do that. So we need to start to work on finding what's causing that and allow your body to heal. Now, hear what I just said. We need to find what's causing that pain. The pain is not your issue. What's causing that pain is your issue, and we need to start to correct it and give your body time to heal. The same way as if you had a cut or you broke your arm. If you broke your arm, we know why the arm hurts. The pain's not your problem. We know it hurts. The pain is not your problem. It's the fact that your arm is broken is the problem. And there's things we can do to get rid of the pain. The last thing I want to do, though, if I just broke my arm, let's just say I'm in a football game, I broke my arm, and I say, I want to stay in this football game, give me any drug, shoot my arm full of anything, that pain is there to tell me, hey, you should not be doing this right now. But when you keep doing that, it just allows more injury to occur in that tissue in that body, right? So with that arm, the right thing to do is to put a cast on it, to wait 8 to 12 weeks for that arm to properly heal. And now once that arm's healed, I don't care whether it's in pain or whether it's not in pain, that arm needs 8 to 12 weeks to heal. And when you take that cast off, now you're going to have to start to move it. You're going to have, because physiologically, that arm's not where it was prior to when you broke it. Even though that arm's been healing, part of that arm's been healing, the other tissue, the supporting tissue around it, now has to be exercised. It needs to be worked out so that your body can make those adaptations to get back to where it needs to go. So these are simple things. They're simple things, but so many people think that their problem is the pain. They think their problem is the tight muscle. They think their problem is the fever. They think their problem is the cancer. They think their problem, but really there's so many underlying things underneath that created those conditions for that to exist in the first place, and we need to find those underlying things so that your body can start to heal and function the way that God intended it to. I hope this helps. If you guys have any questions, leave me a comment. I pray that you guys like, subscribe, send this video out to whoever it can help, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the office soon. Bye-bye.